Alpha trader is PhD level, which means what? You will have to work a lot more. On what? On whatever is surrounding the market. तो बोले ये तो मेरे से पॉसिबल नहीं है क्योंकि मैं इसके लिए ट्रेन नहीं हूँ. गलत है. जो इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए वो अपने पास है. डिफरेंस यही है कि वी आर नॉट लुकिंग एट इट. द इंफॉर्मेशन यू नीड to become one grade higher, 1 degree higher, is coming to you door delivered in your newspaper. It's coming to you hand delivered in your WhatsApp, in your money control. NeoTrader is bringing it from another angle. It is processing technical analysis information and putting it. All of these are doing what? Saving you the grunt work, the donkey work, to go and get hold of the information, process it, and then understand it, and then act upon it. तब तक तो अपॉर्चुनिटी निकल गई. अपॉर्चुनिटी को निकलने नहीं देना है. That is the most important thing in trading. Buying and selling efficiently to the point of being extraordinarily good at buying and selling. Very small set of people now. It happens sort of naturally. You would have seen some of them. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all. Some of you I met with earlier also. Thanks for being here, and I trust you had a good time with the earlier lecture from Raja. Everybody enjoyed it?
Yes.
We had some specific things to say. I have some general things to say. Now, life is a mix of general and specific, right? हर चीज लाइफ में स्पेसिफिक नहीं होता है. जनरल चीज भी काम आता है लाइफ में. वैसे ही मार्केट में जनरल चीज भी काम आता है, बट वो जनरल चीज भी स्पेसिफिक टू मार्केट होना चाहिए. सो today's topic I have chosen to speak on is becoming an alpha trader. अब अंशु ने बोला कि she described the word alpha as extraordinary. अब that brings to mind one quote by Swami Chinmayananda. He had said that if you cannot do extraordinary things, do small things in an extraordinary way. बहुत पते की बात बोली कि भाई extraordinary does not mean world beating or epoch making. Extraordinary just means that whatever we are doing, we should do it very, very well. So, traders are here, investors are here, different shades. Doesn't matter what. But whatever it is you are doing in the market, you must try to do it in an extraordinary way. So, question immediately comes, कि भाई, how do I do this? Market में है तो what is involved? What is there to do? What is there to do in the market? Make money. That is an objective. I'm asking, what is there to do?
Follow some method.
Trade systematically.
What is there to do?
To learn from basically.
वो तो एक प्रोसेस चलते रहेगा. कुछ भी कर लो आप, you have to learn.
Make money, sir.
Objective.
To buy and sell.
Yes. Absolutely correct answer. Now that is all there is to do in the market. Now there is nothing else. You buy and you sell. For making money. For learning. or passing the time for some people. So there is only buying and selling. So what is the thing to do extraordinarily well? Buying and selling. Sounds simple, but है क्या simple? बिल्कुल ही नहीं है. क्यों नहीं? अच्छा, English is okay और हिंदी?
दोनों चलेगा.
A mix of that. If you want me to speak in Hindi, I can, no problem. Whichever is, people are comfortable. English is preferred because I am easier in that.
Okay.
Hindi is also fine. I am equally flexible with Hindi. Yeah. So we'll slip into Hindi. If you have any difficulty, please raise your hand and say, can you repeat that in Hindi? No issues. So, why is this buying selling so extraordinarily difficult? So we must know that. That is when you can do the job very well. So there are certain things that you must do. We are all traders today, we are all investors today, everybody is active here in the market. Anybody who's only looking at markets from an academic perspective? Anybody here? So one person looking at the market from an academic perspective, that is fine. But even that academic, जो आपकी नजरिया है, that should be extraordinarily good. So you may have to end up doing very similar things. Because you are looking at the market with some objective also, na? All those who are active in the market have one objective, which is make money. उसमें कोई doubt ही नहीं है. और plenty of routes to make money, plenty of instruments to make money, plenty of time frames to make money in, right? Plenty of methodologies to make money, plenty of analysis formats to make money. तो मतलब क्या कि भाई मेकिंग मनी के लिए रूट का कमी नहीं है. There is no dearth. ये नहीं चले तो ये कर लो, ये नहीं चले तो ये कर लो. So that is how the market is. So what does that really mean then? It would mean that making money should not be difficult. But then here is everybody saying, रुपया तो बनता ही नहीं है. So बहुत पैराडॉक्सिकल है ना. इतने रूट्स है बनाने के लिए, इतने मेथड्स है, इतने अप्रोचेस है, इतने टूल सेट्स है, इतने सपोर्ट सिस्टम्स है, सब कुछ है, फिर भी नहीं हो रहा है. तो फॉल्ट किधर है?
सही घोड़ा नहीं मिल रहा.
अच्छा, मुकेश अंबानी ने आपको बोल दिया कि मेरा शेयर ले लो, ठीक है? आपको लगता है हर बार पैसा बन जाएगा?
नहीं.
क्योंकि बीच में ट्रंप आ जाता है. अब मुकेश ने बोला आपको लास्ट पार्टी में कि ले लो मेरा शेयर. सो घोड़े पे काम, वो उस पॉइंट में भी मैं आता. या आपने पॉइंट अच्छा दिया, it triggered some thoughts in my mind. I will share it with you. Or let us expand on this point right away. So, I'll tell you about an experiment that somebody ran. अभी ये जो इंडेक्स है, कोई भी इंडेक्स, is composed of the best stocks. Any index is composed of the best stocks. And all the returns, everything is talked about, performance of Nifty, this, that, bank, IT, metal, जो भी हो, small cap index. They are made up of the best stocks, all measurements are of the best stocks. तो किसी ने एक किया experiment कि he chose 20 worst stocks. अभी वर्स्ट का डेफिनेशन क्या कि 5 साल से लगातार लॉस हो रहा है, नेटवर्क पूरा इरोड हो चुका है, एबिटा नेगेटिव है, बहुत लोन्स है बुक्स में, डेट लेडन कंपनी. सो दिस यू विल डिफाइन एज बीइंग वर्स्ट स्टॉक. कोई हाथ नहीं लगाएगा. तो उसने एक पोर्टफोलियो बनाया 20 वर्स्ट स्टॉक्स. अब 2024 मोस्ट पार्ट अच्छा था ना, सितंबर तक के. उसने 2024 का रिटर्न निकाला. 20 वर्स्ट स्टॉक्स, BSE small cap index. What do you think would have been the difference in percentage terms, returns? आपको क्या लगता है?
When the times are good, सभी गधे और घोड़े एक साथ
नहीं, स्पेसिफिक बोल रहा हूँ ना.
So both would be almost the same. They would
Both
not be much
would be almost the same because you are saying times are good.
Yes.
Perfect. आपको क्या लगता है?
Well, I would say that the worst stocks must have performed better from the lows.
Why do you say that? What makes you
Because they
say?
have been falling so much and the sentiment is good.
No, we never talked about whether they are falling or rising or good. We just said they are the worst stocks. So you presume that they have been falling. जब कोई आपको बोलता है कि एकदम वर्स्ट स्टॉक है तो आपका इमीडिएटली ये इमेज हो जाता है कि ये तो पिटते ही रहेगा और ये बॉटम में रहेगा. So what you say is absolutely correct. It erases one image कि एकदम खराब में खराब स्टॉक हो, जरूरी नहीं है कि वो पिटते ही रहे पूरा टाइम. These 20 stocks in 2024 returned 40% compared to 27% for small cap index. तो उसने कहा यार दिस मस्ट बी एन अबेरेशन. तो चलो 23 में देखते हैं. तो 23 में उसका 75% रिटर्न आया वो स्टॉक्स का, और BSE स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स का 47% है. एंड BSE स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स इज द बेस्ट स्मॉल कैप स्टॉक्स. ये वर्स्ट स्मॉल कैप स्टॉक्स. तो देन ही सेड अरे दिस इज अनयूजुअल. तो बोले पिछले 10 साल का देखते हैं. जब उसने 10 साल के देखे, 2010 तक गया पीछे, what he found was exactly what you said. कि when the times are good, the worst performing stocks also delivered substantially better returns. Equally, when the times are bad, they delivered terrible results. मतलब वो ज्यादा पिटे.
It's like when there's a high tide, all the boats will rise, and when there's a low tide, everyone will.
So where does that bring us? So then, does economy matter? Sector matter? Policy matters? Industry matter? Do all these matter? Or does only the trend matter? So what do you really need to do? Grab a bunch of stocks. It can be good stocks. It can be bad stocks. It can be any set of stocks. And look for a trend. So ट्रेंड मार्केट में होना चाहिए और ट्रेंड स्टॉक में होना चाहिए. अगर ये कॉम्बिनेशन बैठा तो रुपया तो बनेगा ही. इफ द वर्स्ट ऑफ द वर्स्ट स्टॉक 5 साल से नुकसानी, नेगेटिव एबिटा, नेगेटिव नेटवर्थ, डेट लेडन, ये भी तुम्हारा बेस्ट स्टॉक्स के इंडेक्स को कंफर्टेबली बीट करता है. तो ये तो एक लेसन हो गई ना अपनी आप में. एंड द बिगेस्ट लेसन व्हिच कम्स आउट ऑफ इट इज दैट द ट्रेंड इज सुप्रीम. इसीलिए 1897 में जब चार्ल्स डाउ ने लिखा, और जहां से टेक्निकल एनालिसिस की शुरुआत हुई, चार्ल्स डाउ ने स्टॉक के बारे में नहीं लिखा, सेक्टर के बारे में नहीं लिखा. Dow's principles are all about trends. उसका फर्स्ट postulate है stocks move in trends. Trends are 3 phases. And so on, he has got 6 postulates of Dow. वो तो डाउ ने नहीं बनाया, उसका सक्सेसर था रॉबर्ट रसल, उसने उसको डाउ थ्योरी बना के बताया. अब डाउ थ्योरी पे भी एक्सपेरिमेंट कराया वो कि भाई डाउ थ्योरी के बेसिस पे अगर आप बाइंग एंड सेलिंग करोगे, बाकी सब छोड़ दो, फैंसी टेक्निकल एनालिसिस भी छोड़ दो और बाकी कोई भी एनालिसिस छोड़ दो, सिर्फ डाउ थ्योरी में क्या है, हायर टॉप हायर बॉटम अप ट्रेंड, बी ऑन द बाय साइड, lower top, lower bottom, downtrend, be on the sell side. When uptrend changes to downtrend, change your position. When downtrend changes to uptrend, change your position. और कोई कंसिडरेशन ही नहीं. ये ट्रेडर विक करके एक फेमस ट्रेडर है, उसने किताब भी लिखा है, उसके अंदर उसने पूरे डिटेल दिए हुए इसके बारे में. He ran this for about 100 years. This experiment. You search for Trader Vic, VIC. He's got two books, volume 1, volume 2. Oh, I don't exactly remember the name of the book. It's an old book, 80s ka. So he found that almost the vast majority of the time, just following Dow theory signals, you could beat the S&P 500 all the time. तो ये वापस यही दोहराता है कि भाई what you need to succeed in this market, what you need to become alpha trader is first a belief that the trend is supreme. You are given all kinds of other beliefs. Fundamentally अच्छा स्टॉक ले लो. वॉरेन बुफेट का एग्जाम्पल दिया जाता है. But do you know that Warren Buffett churns his stocks within 3 to 6 months? ये फैक्ट कोई नहीं बताएगा. सबको लगता है वॉरेन बफेट खाली शेयर लेता है और उस पे 20 साल तक बैठे रहता है. बिल्कुल नहीं. जो शेयर परफॉर्म करता है उसको वो बेचता ही नहीं. क्यों? उसका ट्रेंड रिवर्स ही नहीं हुआ, उस पे बैठा है. बट जो नहीं चलता है वो 3 से 6 महीने के अंदर उसको निकाल बाहर करता है. तो व्हाट इज ही डूइंग? ही इज एडवर्टाइज्ड एज द ग्रेटेस्ट hero of fundamental analysis, long-term investment, buy and hold strategy and all that. But it is not an advertised fact. But it is a fact. So every successful investor, whatever his background may be, whether he admits it or not, he is looking and sticking with the trend. So if you must become an alpha trader, number one thing for you to do is believe. Everything starts with a belief. भगवान है, ये भी एक बिलीफ ही है ना. किसी ने तो देखा नहीं. Nothing has happened. It's only a belief that God exists. और उस पे सब कुछ चल रहा है. So everything starts with a belief. So if you must change, you must keep aside all the other beliefs and start with this belief. So the trend is most important. अच्छा, ट्रेंड को कहां से पकड़े? If you must recognize, तो ट्रेंड पकड़ में आता है टेक्निकल एनालिसिस के थ्रू. Technical analysis is the simplest approach to catching the trend. Fundamental analysis also catches the trend. And we generally refer to that as a macro trend. तो मैक्रो ट्रेंड के लिए लंबा लंबा स्टडीज लोग करते हैं, पॉलिसीज देखते हैं, क्लाइमेट देखते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं. And they go into it deep also, they go into it wide also, and they come up with trends, industry trends, sector trends. अच्छा, इस संदर्भ में यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ शिकागो में एक स्टडी हुआ कि स्टॉक का मूवमेंट को क्या गवर्न करता है. आफ्टर अ डीप स्टडी दे फाउंड दैट 40% is to be ascribed to the market. ये आपने बोला ना मार्केट अच्छा है तो स्टॉक अच्छा, but 40% is what they ascribe. Another 40% they said is to the sector, and another 20% is for the stock. What are we all doing? We are putting 100% on the stock without looking at the sector, without looking at the market. अब मार्केट और सेक्टर में देखना क्या है? उधर आता है द कंसेप्ट ऑफ हेडविंड्स एंड टेलविंड्स. व्हाट आर हेडविंड्स एंड टेलविंड्स? वो प्लेन चलती है तो लेट क्यों होती है? क्योंकि हवा की जो झोंका है इट इज अगेंस्ट द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द प्लेन. So that wind acts as tremendous resistance for the plane to fly. Those are called headwinds. There are other times when the wind is at the back. So when the wind is at the back, you have got tailwind. So the wind is pushing the aircraft. अब अभी पायलट अनाउंस करता है तो ये नहीं बोलता है कि we are happy to tell you that we have landed 10 minutes early. उसको ऐड करना चाहिए कि we had the help of tailwind today. वो तो नहीं बोलेगा पायलट. But when you have tailwinds, it helps. 1968 में मेक्सिको में ओलंपिक्स हुआ. सबसे बड़ा लॉन्ग जंप का रिकॉर्ड वहां पर बना पहला, मतलब मच बिगर देन व्हाट हैड बीन रिकॉर्डेड अर्लियर. फिर वो जो रिकॉर्ड है उसमें एक एस्ट्रिक्स मार्क डाल दिया बाद में ओलंपिक कमेटी. बोले वो मेक्सिको में जहां पर वो इवेंट हुआ था जो स्टेडियम वगैरह में, वहां पर बहुत टेलविंड था. So the International Olympic Committee said, "Boss, this is not your effort. This is your effort plus tailwind." तो ये मार्केट में भी लागू हो जाए. मार्केट्स में अपने को ये देखना है कि हेडविंड है या टेलविंड है. मार्केट के लिए हेडविंड है कि मार्केट के लिए टेलविंड? क्या लगता है आपको? अभी मार्केट के लिए हेडविंड्स है कि टेलविंड्स है?
Not sure. Headwind.
All for headwinds? Raise of hands. Anybody for tailwinds? Yes sir, tailwind. क्या है tailwind मार्केट के लिए? You at the back.
See, at this point of time, the money is all sucked out of the market. Correct? Now it's all lying in my pocket. So the moment I start infusing it, that momentum will actually act as a tailwind. And that's why it is going to push up.
Have you put 100 rupees?
Yeah, I put.
Let's say this group, some 30, 40 people here. How many people have put 100 rupees? 2, 3. 300 रुपए में मार्केट हिलेगा.
I didn't get it.
अगर वो हिलेगा नहीं तो वो टेलविंड नहीं है।
तो कुछ तो समय देंगे उसको
नहीं,
हिलेगा।
there is a difference between a potential tailwind and an actual tailwind.
Sir, just a small thought. I'm not an expert. I'm for junior by background.
Sir, I am just
So,
looking
I'm
at
not
the.
from-
Let him just complete.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the demand and supply concept, right? And that is what is making me confident.
Absolutely. So tailwind is equal to what?
I would say it's momentum.
Demand or supply?
Demand. More of a demand.
More demand is tailwind. आज के तारीख में more demand है?
See, the demand is going to increase, sir. So it's probably
Going to आगे की बात है
Right
सर.
now not. Right now it's not.
Right now we are talking today.
Today it's not.
आप बोल रहे हैं पोटेंशियल है, सबके जेब में पैसा है। कल ट्रम्प साहब ने 2 और स्टेटमेंट छोड़ दिया, आपका हाथ जाएगा जेब में?
मार्केट से पैसा और निकाल।
You will say like this, because you say परसों क्यों कुछ और बोल दिया तो क्या करूं मैं? It is only when you put your hand in the pocket and fork out the money that there is a start of a tail.
So fortunately, I don't look at Mr. Trump or anyone. I just look at.
Don't look at it.
Yeah, I just look at the demand and supply, and that's where I feel.
But all these people are looking at it, no?
Correct.
So will your 100 rupees matter? Let's say everybody is putting 100 only. Will your 100 rupees matter?
That will not create the
My
demand.
question to the entire
It
group
will
is that
not create the
It
demand.
will not create the demand.
Correct point.
Because
Can I
every
ask
time there is a demand and supply. So unless and until there is demand, the supply will not come.
Unless there is substantial demand
Yeah,
and consistent demand,
correct.
then tailwinds will form in the
Automatic.
market.
Yeah.
What you are saying is not incorrect. I am a buyer in this market.
So my very
सर कैसे अराइव करेंगे कि
my
डिमांड नहीं
very
है
simple
मैं
question to
जानना
people.
Just,
Can I ask a question to the group? You can raise hands.
Okay, if you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it will amplify your
See,
point,
I'm
please.
not saying is today's opportunity. I'm not saying it's the best. Is it one of the opportunity to invest? Is it one of the opportunity? to
Everybody will
invest?
answer yes or no.
See, yes.
See, there is no permanent yes or no answer in the market. At any point of time, you ask it. You asked on September 23rd, should we buy in this market? बोले अभी तक आपने नहीं लिया. That would be the answer.
So maybe by
But
grace of-
24th September, everything was over.
so by grace of God, maybe I was a person at that point of time where I exited.
Very good for you.
So, and maybe I was lucky. I'm not saying out of
ठीक है, it is always a
mixture.
mixture of luck and skill in the market. ठीक है. So we will leave it at that. But the point is, a minority of one doesn't do the trick,
Agreed, sir.
right? So tailwind is not made by a minority of one.
Correct.
Similarly, headwind is not made by a minority of one either. अब headwind क्या है? ये ट्रम्प तो बड़ा हेडविंड है, वो नवंबर के इलेक्शन के पहले से ही टाई कर रहा था, फिर इलेक्ट होके आया, उसके बाद थोड़ा और स्ट्राइडेंट हो गया, फिर जनवरी 20 को ही अज्यूम्ड ऑफिस, सो ही raised the ante on whatever he is going to do. What was the problem? Problem is nobody believed कि वो ये सब करेगा. फिर आया अप्रैल 2, बोले ये लो कर दिया मैंने. So then the whole world is caught by surprise, and then everybody reacts to it and nobody knows what is to be done and all that. All through the campaign, which typically starts in February for a US election till November election, he has been indulging in rhetoric. That was start of a headwind. But nobody believed it is a headwind. बोले आएगा, भोगते रहेगा, ये आएगा. Last time भी देख लिया इसका.
Everybody.
हाँ? तो वो हेडविंड बना नहीं. फिर वो देखा थोड़ा थोड़ा आते ही बोले 10% चलो। Then everybody got up and said, अरे यहाँ कुछ हो रहा है। उसके साथ साथ दूसरे क्या अपना हेडविंड थोड़ा टाइम से चल रहा है। What is the other headwind that we have been experiencing?
War.
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 War को अभी कितना टाइम हो गया?
2 years.
2 years and more हो गया। अब पहले कैसा था? वॉर बोलते ही सब डर जाते। अभी ठीक है, उधर किधर चल रहा है, ऐसा हो गया वॉर। कितने वॉर चल रहे हैं? 2-3 वॉर चल रहे हैं।
और अभी ईरान पे ट्रम्प कुछ और एक्शन ले रहे हैं।
ये चौथा चालू कर देंगे तो कोई भरोसा नहीं। तो वॉर इज ऑलवेज अ हेडविंड। कोई हौतीस पे बॉम्ब डाल रहा है, कोई उधर हमास पे काम चल रहा है, so on and so forth. तो वॉर वाज अ हेडविंड।
And
What else?
reaction of China towards tariff war. So that is also a big issue, no?
Yeah.
So you can keep on counting headwinds. अभी अपन 10 गिना देंगे। FI का हेडविंड नहीं है। 2 साल से बेचे ही जा रहे हैं ना। तो सप्लाई हेडविंड नहीं है। यस सर, यू हैड अ पॉइंट।
सर कैसे डिसाइड करेंगे कि मोमेंटम नहीं है? आज के डेट में निफ्टी की एक लॉट पे 10-10 लाख 20-20 लाख कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ओपन है। आइडिया का 1 करोड़ शेयर रोज बिक रहा। कैसे डिसाइड करेंगे कि मोमेंटम नहीं?
आते हैं उसमें। पहले ये हेडविंड टेलविंड, ये जो आपने बात बताया, दिस इज सप्लाई एंड डिमांड। तो दिस क्रिएट्स हेडविंड्स एंड टेलविंड्स। सो मोमेंटम इज लेटर। सबसे पहले अपने को अल्फा ट्रेडर बनने के लिए एक तो डिसाइड हो गया कि ट्रेंड को देखना। जो भी हो, ट्रेंड इज सुप्रीम। You look at it this way, whichever way you look at it, trend is supreme. It tops everything else. अब रिलायंस से बड़ी कंपनी तो है नहीं in India. Is anybody making money in Reliance?
No.
Except on a sporadic basis here and there. Nobody is making money. But you pick some Gujarat Alkali and it goes up by 10%. 10% is 10% ना। आपका 10% की बढ़ोतरी तो हो गई of your equity, whatever you put into it. Why should it carry the name of Reliance? It doesn't matter. So that is how we got to see it. If the trend in that item is stronger, that will rule. If there is no trend in the best stock of the country, or the biggest company in the country, let me not call it the best stock. There is no trend in it, you won't make money. So these headwinds are all there. FI selling is a headwind. Trump is headwind. Dollar versus rupee का क्या है? वो headwind है ना? Definitely headwind हो गया। अच्छा, ये FII क्यों बेचते ही जा रहा है? क्योंकि US 10 ईयर का
ज्यादा
यील्ड है। तो अभी मेरा बैकग्राउंड में मुझे 5% 4% मिल रहा है। मैं इंडिया तक आके टैक्स भर के NDF में हेजिंग करके ट्रेडिंग कॉस्ट देके रिस्क उठा के नेट में मैं 6% लेके जाता हूं, तो मैं क्यों आऊं? काट पोट के उतना ही मिलता है ना। दे आर नॉट टेकिंग होम 24%। अगर उनको 24% नेट मिल रहा है तो ये सब वर्थ है। बट नेट ऑन नेट दे आर गेटिंग ओनली सम वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट, सो दे आर नॉट फाइंडिंग इट वर्थ। सो अभी क्या हो गया? आइटम ए अफेक्टिंग आइटम बी, वो भी हेडविंड हो गया।
But what about the oil prices coming between $60-70, which is very low?
तो ऑयल प्राइस अभी क्या हो गया? एट $60 ऑयल प्राइस क्या है? टेलविंड।
बरोबर।
एट $80 ऑयल प्राइस क्या है? हेडविंड हो सकता है। Because हम लोग मोटा मोटा we have now got into a range that $70-75 तक इंडिया मैनेज कर लेता है. थोड़ा $5-10 इधर उधर हो जाए तो we will manage that. अब 60 हो गया, 56 हो गया ब्रेंट, ये तो बोनांजा है. तो ये टेलविंड हो जाएगा क्योंकि अपना इंपोर्ट बिल घट जाएगा. इंपोर्ट बिल घट जाएगा तो गवर्नमेंट का पूरा इक्वेशन चेंज हो जाएगा. सो मार्केट इज ऑलवेज फेसिंग हेडविंड्स एंड टेलविंड्स. तो अल्फा ट्रेडर बनना है तो हेडविंड्स और टेलविंड्स का जानकारी रखना पड़ेगा. 20 पीरियड मूविंग एवरेज का ब्रेकआउट से अल्फा ट्रेडर नहीं बनना. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस. उसका भी वैल्यू है, उससे आप ट्रेडर बने. छोटे मोटे ब्रेकआउट से अल्फा ट्रेडर नहीं बने. वही तो क्वेश्चन है. तो पहला दो चीज बोल दिया. ट्रेंड भाव भगवान छे. व्हाट इज दैट रियली मीन? इट मीन्स ट्रेंड इज सुप्रीम. अच्छा, ट्रेंड इज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय हेडविंड्स एंड टेलविंड्स. तो यहां पर मैटर स्टार्ट्स गोइंग अप. अल्फा ट्रेडर इज पीएचडी लेवल. अपन सब कोई ना कोई ग्रेजुएशन करके निकले. कोई लोग प्रोफेशनल ग्रेजुएशन भी किए, प्रोफेशनल डिग्री, इंजीनियर बना, डॉक्टर बना, कोई और आगे का भी नहीं. एनी PhDs in the house? You take 10 houses like this, probably one hand will go. Because that is the truth. Alpha trader is PhD level, which means what? You will have to work a lot more. On what? On whatever is surrounding the market. तो बोले ये तो मेरे से पॉसिबल नहीं है क्योंकि मैं इसके लिए ट्रेन नहीं हूं. गलत है. जो इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए वो अपने पास है. डिफरेंस यही है कि वी आर नॉट लुकिंग एट इट. द इंफॉर्मेशन यू नीड टू बिकम 1 grade higher, 1 degree higher is coming to you door delivered in your newspaper. It's coming to you hand delivered in your WhatsApp, in your money control, whatever. NeoTrader is bringing it from another angle. It is processing technical analysis information and putting it. All of these are doing what? Saving you the grunt work, the donkey work. To go and get hold of the information, process it, and then understand it, and then act upon it. तब तक तो अपॉर्चुनिटी निकल गई. अपॉर्चुनिटी को निकलने नहीं देना है. That is the most important thing in trading. Buying and selling efficiently to the point of being extraordinarily good at buying and selling. Very small set of people now. It happens sort of naturally. You would have seen some of them. Well, ये शेयर को इधर ले लो. Some kind of intuitive thing they have. But I would say they are a handful. They don't make up the norm and they don't make up the rule. We are not from that. So we need to do the work. Since I mentioned the newspaper and I've conveniently brought it with me because I was reading it in the car while I was. You know how many pieces of information is there in today's economic times? How many people still read economic time newspaper edition?
No, e-newspaper.
Not very many. अरे घर में 2 रुपये में देखे जाता है, वो भी सवेरे 6 बजे. और 6:30 हो गया तो तुम उस पर चिल्ला भी सकते हो। हाँ, इतना लेट क्यों लेके आए? It is door delivered at a very cheap cost. There is a fantastic article in today's Economic Times, which has come on Bloomberg, which explains so many factors about what is going on with the dollar and how that can be understood. Very well explained. Fantastic article. अच्छा, उसके बीच में बहुत figurative thing they have, but I would say they are a handful. They don't make up the norm and they don't make up the rule. We are not from that. So we need to do the work. Achha, since I mentioned the newspaper, and I conveniently brought it with me because I was reading it in the car while I was coming. You know how many pieces of information is there in today's Economic Times? Achha, how many people still read Economic Times newspaper edition? Not very many. अरे घर में 2 रुपए में देके जाता है, वो भी सवेरे 6 बजे, और 6:30 हो गया तो तुम उस पर चिल्ला भी सकते हो। हाँ, इतना लेट क्यों लेके आए? It is door delivered at a very cheap cost. There is a fantastic article in today's Economic Times, which has come on Bloomberg, which explains so many factors about what is going on with the dollar and how that can be understood. Very well explained. Fantastic article. अच्छा, उसके बीच में बहुत फाइनेंशियल नंबर जब वो आ जाएगा वो सब छोड़ दो, skip it and read through it. But if you read through it, it is about whatever, half a page or quarter page or something. 50% of it you may not understand. Doesn't matter. The other 50% you will understand, and at least you will know कि भाई these are the things affecting the dollar. अब डॉलर का क्या मायना? Lot of it. Dollar is the ruling currency of the world. वो पोजीशन अगर शेकी हो गया तो दुनिया में उथल-पुथल हो जाए। क्या युआन खड़ा हो जाएगा? क्या वहां से रूबल आके खड़ा हो जाएगा? Will all countries start dealing in their own currency? What? तो ये ट्रेड वॉर, ये सब की भी तो बात हो रही है ना अभी। So what Trump has done, you said, I am not looking at Trump. It is all right if you don't look at major events or events most of the time. You will be slightly worse off. But if you don't look at major events which have global impact, you will forever remain a 20-day moving average breakout person. I'm not criticizing you. Please don't misunderstand. I'm just telling you a fact. Today, what has happened with what Trump has done is something global. It could be something epochal, meaning historic. If the dollar gets shaken off its pedestal, it could shake all the trade in the world, and we start dealing with Russia only in ruble and rupee, and I start dealing with Iran in reals and whatever, and rupees and locally and all that.
As you explained, 1930, this tariff war in your video recently, 1930, America increased the tariff.
Yes.
And then there was a recession.
Yes.
And also the World War started.
Yes.
So it can have a catastrophe.
But that was just an explanation of how things happened. But see how many days after that the effect remained.
Yeah.
So if the highest macro which is economies of the world, are going to turn into headwinds. तो लंबा पैसा कैसा बनेगा? मुश्किल है. Not that it will not happen. तो अपने को एक्सपेक्टेशन को ड्राइव डाउन करना. तो अभी क्या चल रहा है कि व्हाट आर यूएस फेसिंग? देन पीपल आर सेइंग वी आर ओनली 2%, so we will not be affected. अब बांग्लादेश पे कितना डाला? 36, 56, whatever. अब बांग्लादेश is the one of the big exporters of garments. ठीक है. अपने इधर वायबल नहीं है, टैक्स स्ट्रक्चर बिटवीन इंडिया एंड अमेरिका वायबल नहीं है बोल के अपने लोग क्या किए जाके बांग्लादेश में प्लांट लगा दिया. उसके पीछे इंडिया $2 बिलियन वर्थ का कॉटन एक्सपोर्ट कर दिया बांग्लादेश को. अब बांग्लादेश पे लग गया. इंडियन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स उधर जो कर रहे हैं उनकी थोड़ी हिल गई. बैकवर्ड में ये $2 बिलियन कॉटन का थोड़ा हिल गया. बांग्लादेश ने कमिट किया यूएस को कि हम आपसे कॉटन लेंगे. You see how things are all connected. And you say 2% only, nothing will happen to us. Arey hell, it will happen to you. But it will happen in one sector. ये तो मैंने सिर्फ एक चीज बताया. It may happen in so many. टाटा मोटर क्यों बढ़ गया? Anybody?
Because Jaguar plants in China will not be able to sell.
जागुआर प्लांट चाइना में है कि यूके में है?
UK में भी है.
और वहां से अमेरिका जाते हैं तो चाइना में ठोक दिया, यूके में ठोक दिया.
The parts are going from China to UK.
So wherever it is, ending point किधर है? अमेरिका. तो सबसे पहला कौन सा स्टॉक गिरा? टाटा. Thaga 9% down on the day the news came. Which means what? How does that affect you? It means that there are so many bright and intelligent people who are there in the market who know exactly how the macros work and impact down to the micro level.
Yes.
So that's what I was saying.
That's why somebody has thought about that.
Correct.
So when I said I don't listen to the Trump, I listen to the market.
Yes.
Because if market is reacting
Yes.
to any Tom, Dick and Harry, it is reacting right.
Correct.
So that was what my
No, but on the day Tata Motors fell 9%.
But it was somebody was wise enough to sort it.
Your 100 rupees will make no difference to Tata Motor. That it fell 9% means that some hathi has come and sold.
Yeah.
Right? The footprint is very big.
Very good.
When you study charts and you want to become an alpha player, you must be able to understand and spot the big footprints. If you have to spot the big footprints, you must know your technical analysis very, very well. Lots of people think technical analysis about what is the next level. ये टूटा तो फिर 300 हो जाएगा, उसके नीचे 250 हो जाएगा. Technical analysis can give you levels right down to 0 and right up to 1000. क्योंकि it is just one calculation after another now. But that is one aspect. Then you get flummoxed. कि 250 क्यों होगा? 300 के बाद टूटा तो 250 क्यों होगा? अब सामने वाला टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट नहीं, बट वो आपका क्लाइंट है एंड यू वांट हिम टू डू व्हाट यू आर एडवाइजिंग हिम टू डू बिकॉज यू थिंक इट इज गुड फॉर हिम, बट अनलेस ही अंडरस्टैंड्स इट एंड एक्सेप्ट्स इट, he will not do. All of us are steeped in rationality. That's how we are as human beings. We have to be given rational reasons. So then if you tell him, Trump has imposed something on automobiles. पहला पत्ता उसने ऑटोमोबाइल का फेंका और बोले मेरे पास 4 और है. Then he said metals, aluminiums, and then he said steel and all that, and so on and so forth.
Pharma.
Pharma भी आना है.
अभी बाकी है.
अभी बोले I'm going to put very big. But on that day when it all came, we all thought pharma escaped. And every pharma stock was 8% up, 10% up. Opening से भाग गए.
पैसा डाला उसने सब
और सब लोग ने छाप लिया. फार्मा. और अगला दिन 6% डाउन. So, being an alpha trader, you got to put everything in context. Context-based technical analysis is the hallmark of an alpha trader. Technical analysis तो must हो गए. लोग सीखते नहीं हैं. But here is the good news. Technical analysis can be learned in entirety. Entirety. क्योंकि वो finite है. Fundamental analysis can never be learned in entirety. Never. Unfortunately, लोग किसके पीछे भाग रहे हैं?
फंडामेंटल.
क्यों? क्योंकि ठोक ठोक के आपको ये बिलीव दिया गया है कि यही चलता है. उनको ये 20 वर्स्ट ट्रेडेड स्टॉक और वो इंडेक्स वाला किस्सा सुना और बोले अभी जवाब दो.
Fundamental story is always very exciting. So
It is exciting because it is explicable. Please understand this. बोले ये क्यों करूं? तो 4 चीज बता देगा आपको. बोले हाँ बराबर. It is rational. आपने बोला 300 का सपोर्ट टूट गया. Job. And that is your only job in this market. As an investor, your job, you may think, is to own good shares. That is for lazy investors. Nobody is stopping you from doing the work. You are stopping yourself from doing the work and relying on this man and that expert and this channel. If you are relying on them, on the other hand, for cutting short your work, then by all means rely upon them. That is what fund managers do. उनके पास टाइम नहीं है. If you go to a fund manager's cabin, इतने reports हैं to be read, because every broking house is sending their report. Why? Because they hope to get some business. And every analyst is calling up. How many calls can I take? As soon as results season is there, 10 तारीख को TCS. तो 50 आदमी है जिसको प्रीव्यू देने का है. फंड मैनेजर प्रीव्यू देना है मेरे को. फिर TCS का रिजल्ट है. That 50 plus another 50 want to give me review. And then उसके बाद another 50 want me to read their report of what they feel. उन्होंने फोन नहीं किया because they have no phone access to. How much can I handle? And all of you are only talking about TCS. कल persistent है, परसों Coforge है और उसके बाद फलाना है, ढकना है, so many are there. If this is the life of a fund manager every day, do you think he can do a good job? So what does he do? सब में से दिखता है. ये जो एनालिस्ट है, I like what he says. तो I will tell my secretary, बोले उसको फोन लगा. Ask him to talk to me. He will talk to 1 or 2 people. He will read 1 or 2 reports. The rest of them go in rati. तो ये इतना सारा रिसर्च डिपार्टमेंट with high paid analysts, with printers bill, editor, ये सब लगा लगा के जो खर्चा हो रहा है वो किसका फायदा हो रहा है? भंगार वाले। दिस इज द ट्रूथ। बट उसके बीच क्या होता है? हमारा भी फायदा होता है, because all those fellows also know it, so they will put it in the media, they will put it in some WhatsApp group, उधर से जब पैसा फिल्टर होके वो हमारे पास। We are not having this many reports, we are not having anybody calling us, तो अपन एक BNP पारिवारिक का रिपोर्ट पढ़ेंगे। If he is a good analyst, he would have made a decent report, enough for me to understand कि क्या हो रहा है। मेरा भी तो कोई खास कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है ना, मेरे कैपेबिलिटी के लेवल पे वो जो बात बोलता है मोटा मोटा समझ में आए कि ये मेन आइटम है, ये सेकेंडरी आइटम है और ये एक टर्शियरी आइटम, 3 आइटम टेक अवे है। सो अल्फा ट्रेडर बनने के लिए मेहनत बहुत है, बट अपने लेवल पे क्या मेहनत कर सकते हो देखो। अगर इसने बीएनपी पारिवारिक ने बोला कि 5% का ही ग्रोथ होगा ऑन एन एवरेज फॉर एफएमसीजी कंपनी, गो टू द इंटरनेट, टाइप देयर बीएनपी पारिवारिक रिपोर्ट ऑन एफएमसीजी, हो सकता है आपको मिल जाए, हो सकता है आपको मनी कंट्रोल पे मिल जाए, ट्रेंड लाइन में मिल जाए, कोई भी साइट पे मिल जाए, या आपका ब्रोकिंग हाउस ने कुछ बनाएंगे एफएमसीजी में तो पता करो। एवरीबॉडी हैज अ ब्रोकिंग हाउस एंड ऑल दोस ब्रोकिंग हाउस हैव गॉट दे हैव गॉट रिसर्च और अरेंजमेंट्स फॉर रिसर्च। वहां पे देखो, सी व्हाट इज देयर रैंकिंग। हिंदुस्तान लीवर में भी acclaimed to be one of the best, but they are saying that Jyoti Labs should be bought. Why? Because in rural market there is a big pickup of क्या बनाते हो लोग? Robin liquid, and then they do all of that ऐसा बोले उसकी तो एकदम चल पड़ी। So that is why Jyoti Labs has lot of ground to come. So things like this are there. Alpha trader, becoming an alpha trader is not a 1, 2, 3 process. It is becoming more aware of whatever is going on around us. It is making more efforts to read whatever is there around you. You may not understand it at first completely, but as you start following, you will little by little by little बोले अच्छा ये सीमेंट का क्यों बोल रहा है, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं वो आर्टिकल में आएगा। बोले पेटकोक के प्राइस बहुत बढ़ गए। अच्छा ये पेटकोक क्या है? ये पेटकोक एक इनपुट कॉस्ट है फॉर मेकिंग सीमेंट। Sometimes it may be petcoke, sometimes it may be the clinker, sometimes it may be the limestone, sometimes it may be power. So many things can be there. But right now, this brokerage house is saying, that fellow is saying, 3 fellows are saying petcoke price. इसके आगे अपन एक simple, अंशु said no common sense. एक common sensical चीज क्या कर सकते हैं आगे? बोले इंडिया में पेटकोक कौन बनाता है? एक सिंपल एक्सटेंशन हो गया ना इसका। बोले पेटकोक प्राइसेस आर राइजिंग, तो इंडिया में पेटकोक वाले हैं गोवा कार्बन है, रेन इंडस्ट्रीज है, वो सब जाके देखो एक बार, उसके चार्ट खोलो। उधर आपको हैंड ऑफ मिल रहा है क्या? उधर आपको अच्छा आरएसआई सेटिंग मिल रहा है क्या मिल रहा है? तो सीमेंट शेयर भाड़ में गया, मैं पेटकोक वाले को क्यों नहीं लूं? अल्टीमेटली रुपया ही बनाना है ना। वो पेटकोक में आए या सीमेंट से आए? अच्छा ये आर्टिकल ने बोल दिया एक्सेप्ट अल्ट्राटेक। बोलिए अल्ट्राटेक में क्या खूबी है? ओके, अल्ट्राटेक इज टुडे वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट, एक्विजिशन किया, वो किया, ये किया, उसके कारण उसके कॉस्ट शायद घट गए होंगे. लास्ट वाला रिजल्ट खोलो. Why you are waiting for Nikunj Dalmia on ET now to tell you that it was 10% more? You find out no? कि last year they had this. And understand fundamentals to a very minimal degree, that is enough. The thing to remember and track in fundamentals is what margin is the company commanding. Any business, कौन इधर से business वाला? Anybody business? All are employees. You are in business. What is the most important thing in your business? The margin. It's as evident as day and night, right? Margin नहीं है आपका, तो धंधा will go like this. Everything you are doing is to increase the margin, reduce my cost price, buying price, and increase my selling price, whatever. तो आपको भले आप टेक्निकल्स पे विश्वास रखते हो, किसी ने मना नहीं किया कि you should look at fundamental. You should not look at fundamental. You look at the relevant fundamental thing. Is there a margin? That article in today's Economic Times says that Ultratech will have better margins. I couldn't see. Ultratech diversify कर रहे हो?
Ultratech is diversifying.
Yes.
के अलावा दूसरे बिजनेस में जा रहा है, इसलिए 3 बिजनेस हिंडर हो रहे हैं.
Correct.
वो न्यूज़ है.
Correct. But the article was about cement.
Yeah.
Their main business is cement. So if the cement is going to do well, it is going to be valued by that only the stock. अब ITC FMCG बिजनेस में घुस के कई साल हो गए. 10,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा टर्नओवर है. आज तक वो प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं. They keep saying we'll become more profitable. We'll become more profitable. ITC has a paper division. ITC has hotels division. अभी उन्होंने डीमर्ज करा. अभी सेंचुरी का वो भी ले लिया पेपर डिवीजन. फिर कल को उसको डीमर्ज करेगा. whatever they will do, but what is their main business? उस पे ही उसको वैल्यू करेगा मार्केट.
लेकिन अभी एक आईटीसी होटल है, उस पे नजर रखिएगा.
Absolutely correct. What you said is absolutely correct, because this is alpha trader thinking.
Yeah, very good.
This is what you should bring.
Yes.
Why?
नहीं, appreciation
So much of appreciation
Yeah.
in existing hotel stocks. Why? Because travel was all stopped and everything. फिर वो बोले revenge travel हो गया. But then 2020 से 2024-25 तक people have become richer. And as lifestyles have changed, people are traveling.
Yeah, and with the budget, in the budget, income tax relief up till 12 lakhs for every.
And that will all happen, so more money in the hand.
Why would FMCG suffer a cycle like that? I'm failing to understand. People will have
See,
at least lakh rupiya per
No,
employee.
that is the trailing data, right? This is up to March ending. आपका हाथ में पैसा कब आया? अभी आने शुरू हुआ अभी.
But that also will go to the discretionary travel or people, whether they go to
This
the
question was with respect to FMCG. Some will go to FMCG also. So therefore, if travel is suddenly bourgeois, today again I'm pointing to Economic Times. Radisson Group of Hotels. उसका कोई whatever he is, उसका एक interview. He is saying that India is the best market for hotels. And we are going to add 45 to 50 hotels every year. And that will be across 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. What happened to Chalet Hotel? Listing आया, भाग गया. What happened to that other listing? One more था ना, कुछ और hotel. Lotus या क्या नाम था इसका? One more hotel company listed. That is also Indian hotel has gone 4-5 times up. Lemon Tree. Every 15 days बोलता है और एक ऐड कर. So there is tailwind in the whole hotel industry. So then why not look at ITC hotels? This is what I'm saying. This is the point I'm trying to convey. ये आप, if you are bullish on ITC hotels, this news by Radisson Hotel Fellow is an important input for you.
Yeah.
Like this, there are 100 inputs every single day coming to you. And then what happens? You take the 5 things which are relevant to you and go and look at the charts. If you know how to look at the charts, what is important in it? Is there a trend in it? Is there momentum support in it? Is there volumes picking up in it? You know, are more and more brokerages houses starting to cover it? Is it popular? Is it patronized in the market? See, hotels maybe there is Bharat Hotels and Asian Hotel West and all these stocks are there. But they are not patronized in the market. So you must look at the microculture of that stock also. If you say Indian hotels, 10,000 people will trade in it. You say Asian Hotel West. बोले किधर है इनका? कौन सा होटल है? क्या भाव है? Nothing is known. Some 5 people will know. Momentum आएगा? नहीं आएगा. Momentum comes after the awareness is created. That then momentum first is hidden. So stage 1 of a new phase in the stock is hidden momentum. वो अपना चार्ट पकड़ लेता है, if you know very well. Range shift हो जाता है, divergence हो जाता है, which works and this and that. There are so many.
नया ऐड आ रहा है बिरला ओपस का.
So many factors are there. They will come. The more you know about chart reading. अच्छा आपको चार्ट रीडिंग इतना पता नहीं है तो there are helpful softwares like NeoTrader बोलता है ये सब हो गया, लो इसको देखो. All that gada majuri that you have to do is already done. So enabling things you have to look at. And you like hotels and he's search out a hotels expert. He's a hotels expert. बोले क्या लगता है which is the best hotel stock? If you ask a random guy, बोले Indian hotels, Taj Group, that is image and that is belief. But if he tells you lemon tree, बोले lemon tree के कौन से होटल? बोले अरे पूरा इंडिया में हो गया. So this is how you must go stage by stage. After the hidden momentum start becoming evident, that is when a trend will start appearing. And when the trend starts appearing, you will be first into it. And you will be first into it not just because the RSI divergence, not because it is a breakout of some moving average. You will be into it with the value of the signal understood. Otherwise, you just have a signal. 5 minute चार्ट में भी सिग्नल है और मंथली चार्ट में भी सिग्नल है. दोनों सिग्नल ही है, दोनों ब्रेकआउट ऑफ अ लेवल ही है, बट उसके वैल्यू अलग है. मंथली चार्ट में 20 मंथ मूविंग एवरेज पे ब्रेकआउट कब होगा? व्हेन देयर इज टेलविंड. तो टेलविंड को लेके चलना है. कभी 20 पीरियड मूविंग एवरेज को क्रैक करेगा जब हेडविंड आ गया. मंथली चार्ट पे गया तो पक्का हेडविंड आ गया. हेडविंड पहला डेली चार्ट से शुरू होगा, तो लोअर टाइम फ्रेम चार्ट भी देखो, हायर टाइम फ्रेम चार्ट भी. एंड व्हेन यू मेक दैट इनटू अ प्रैक्टिस, slowly you can go towards becoming an alpha trader. The difference between an ordinary trader and an alpha trader is the amount of money he makes. A good trader will have income, decent income. An alpha trader will build wealth. Therein lies all the whole trick. We can talk about this. If you have questions about it, you can ask me in the afternoon. We'll have all those sessions, right? But now it is time for all of us to break for lunch. And let me not hold you up any further.
Thank you. Okay, let's all stand and give a big round of applause to Dr. C.K. Narayan. Thank you so much, sir. Can we all all come in for lunch, please. Lunch is ready.